Hare Krishna, dear devotees, let us chant one round of japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त कृष्णा टर्न इट ऑफ ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Let us recite Bhagavad Gita shloka. We are reciting from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 14, text 10. If anyone needs to go first, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we go in alphabetical order. Aditi Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Chabibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Raja Sattvam Tamaschaiva Tamasattvam Rajastatha. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times, ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. 1 second. Hare Krishna. I will put in the advanced mode so you can see the whole thing. Okay, that's better. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Rajastamas
Rajas, not Rajas. Rajas.
Rajastamas bhuya
Chabibhuya.
Chavibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Raja Sattvam Tamaschaiva Tamasattvam Rajastata. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Okay. Next is Isha.
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजसत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Krishna Shish.
रजस्तमश्चैभिभूय
Chabibhuya.
चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजः सत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times, ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Madhava.
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजसत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Rasapriya.
रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजसत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्त्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. Also of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Usha Mataji and Medha.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Rajastamaschaभिभूय sattvam bhavati bharata rajasattvam tamaschaiva tamasattvam rajastata. Translation. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. If in this way, there is always competition for supremacy. Thank you, Mataji. Medha is not here, Mataji. She went to school.
Oh, okay. Next is Spurti. Narasimha Chaitanya Prabhu, Spurti, Suhrid Swarnam Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Rajas Tamas Chavi Bhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Rajas Bhavati Bharata Raja Sattvam Tamaschaiva Tamasattvam Rajastata. Translation. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always a competition for supremacy. Hare Krishna.
Supremacy. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Rajastamas Chabibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Rajasattvam Tamaschaiva
Rajah Sattvam.
Rajasattvam Tamaschaiva Tamasattvam Rajastata. Translation. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats the goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always a competition for supremacy.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandas Pranams,
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Rajastamas Chabibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Rajasattvam Tamaschaiva Tamasattvam Rajastata. Translation. Sometimes the mode of goodness is prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always a competition for supremacy.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Rajastamas Chabibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Rajasattvam Tamaschaiva Tamasattvam Rajastata. Translation by Mr. Vanivas. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the mode of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Hare Krishna. Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Rajastamash Abhibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Rajaha Sattvam Tamaschaiva Tamaha Sattvam Rajastatha. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Saujanya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Sandhus to Srila Prabhupada, and the to the assembled devotees.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Rajastamas Chabibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Rajasattvam Tamaschaiva Tamasattvam Rajastata. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Okay. Rajas Tamash Chabibhuya Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Rajah Sattvam Tamaschaiva tamah sattvam rajas tatha. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times the mode of ignorance ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. So let's read. Actually, today is the disappearance day of Abhiram Thakur. Do you want me to read about Abhiram Thakur today, or should we just continue with Bhagavatam, daily Bhagavatam reading? Any books?
Mataji, we don't know who is Abhirama. I mean, I don't know, sorry.
So who you would like to know? Okay. Anyone else has any other thoughts, or is it okay? We can read Abhiram Thakur.
Mataji, I know about Abhiram Thakur, Mataji.
You know about Abhiram Thakur. So do you want me to read or no?
We can read, Mataji.
We can read. I was asking if you prefer if we read from about Abhiram Thakur, or should we read Bhagavatam today?
You can read the Abhiram Thakur, Mataji.
Abhiram Thakur. Okay. Okay. Nice. So you tell me what you know about Abhiram Thakur.
Mataji, I don't know much about his life, but Mataji, I was listening to a lecture, and I think Amananda Das was a lecture, and he said Abhiram Thakur, he was describing like Abhiram Thakur didn't take anything much, only some people came and offered many things to Abhiram Thakur, and Abhiram Thakur, because it was in the winter at that time, so Abhiram Thakur said, I will accept it, but you keep it with you. And then Abhiram Thakur didn't ask for it back. And I think he was the godbrother of Srila Prabhupada, right, Mataji? Abhiram Thakur?
No, we are talking about, well, there is one Abhiram Das who is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, but today we are reading about Abhiram Thakur, who is an associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is actually an associate of, he's one of the 12 Gopals. He's Nityananda Prabhu's associate, Lord Balaram's cowherd boy. So that's
I was talking about a
different. Okay. So let's read. So it's good. We will read and we will find out. Because there are so many Vaishnavas, and hearing about Vaishnavas or hearing about Krishna, it's the same thing. In fact, worshipping a Vaishnava is better than worshipping Krishna according to Krishna. Mad Bhakta Puja Bhyadika. Krishna says that he becomes more pleased when his devotee is glorified, when his devotee is worshipped, than when Krishna is directly worshipped. So today we will take advantage, we'll take the opportunity to remember Srila Abhiram Gopal Thakur. Abhiram Gopal Thakur. I need my glasses. Sri Abhiram Gopal Thakur was also known as Sri Ram Das. He was a great devotee of Lord Nityananda. On the order of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he became Acharya, he became a great Acharya. Acharya means what? Acharya means a teacher, right? One who teaches by his personal example. So he became a great Acharya and preacher of Gaudiya Vaishnavism on the order of Nityananda Prabhu. He was a very influential personality, and atheists and blasphemers were very much afraid of him. Empowered by Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he was always in ecstasy and was kind to all fallen souls. It is said that if he offered obeisances to any, so this is very important. It is said that if he offered obeisances to any stone other than a Shaligram Shila, it would immediately burst into pieces. You know what that means? Sometimes people may worship a particular stone thinking that it is Shaligram Shila, either unknowingly or simply for whatever purpose, right? They may say this is a Shaligram Shila. If Abhiram Thakur came and offered obeisances to that Shila, which is not actually Shaligram Shila, then that stone would burst to 1,000 pieces. And there's more, that's not all. If he offers obeisances, okay, that's not said here. But there's another thing about him. If he offered obeisances, so when you see a devotee, what do? Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha, isn't it? You bow down and offer obeisances. If Abhiram Thakur offered obeisances to a devotee who had even a tinge of material desire in his heart, then his head would burst to 1,000 pieces. He would die. If Abhiram Thakur offered obeisances to a person who had even a tinge of material desires. So you can imagine anyone, any devotee, if he saw Abhiram Thakur coming, he would be so scared. My God, if he offered obeisances, then it means death to me. Like that. So it is, and also one more thing is he carried a, his way of blessing someone is he carried a hunter. What do you call it? A whip, right? A whip. And that whip also has a name. Does anyone know what's the name of Abhiram Thakur's whip's name? You don't know. Jayamangal. Jayamangal. So, Nityananda Prabhu's associates, Lord Balaram's associates are also like Lord Balaram, Avadhut type, like amazing personalities. So Abhiram Thakur would carry a whip in his hand, and if he wanted to give his mercy to someone, if he became pleased with someone, he would hit that person with his Jai Mangal. He would beat that person with the whip. And anyone who gets hit by the whip, anyone who gets whipped by Jai Mangal, he would go into ecstasy. He would get love of Godhead. This is Abhiram Thakur. So now let's read. So it is said that if he offered obeisances to any stone other than a Shaligram Shila, it would immediately burst into pieces. According to Gaura Ganodesha Deepika 12, in Krishna Leela, he was Sridham, one of the 12 prominent cowherd boyfriends or cowherd friends of Sri Krishna. Okay, Sridham. He was Nityananda's dearmost devotee. Abhiram Gopal's wife's name was Sri Malini Devi. Even Srivas Thakur's wife's name was Malini Devi. So Abhiram Thakur's wife's name is also Sri Malini Devi. Abhiram Gopal Thakur lived in Khanakula, Krishnanagar. Here, West Bengal. Khanakula, Krishnanagar. Khanakula, Krishnanagar may be visited by taking the narrow gauge train from Howrah station in Calcutta to Amta. It is located in the present Hooghly district of West Bengal. There in Khanakula, Krishnanagar, near the bank of the Khana river, is the temple of Abhiram Thakur. Because it is a town, Nagara, with a Krishna temple, the town is called Krishna Nagar. It is a town with Krishna temple, so it is called Krishna Nagar. And because the temple is on the Kula, banks of the Khana. Kula means banks. Where is this temple located? On the banks of river Khana. So it is called Khana Kula Krishna Nagar. So the city is a city which has Krishna temple, and that too on the banks of the river Khana. So that city is called Khanakula Krishna Nagar. just outside the temple is a bakula tree. Bakula tree. This place is known as Siddha Bakula Kunj. I was just thinking of Siddha Bakula of Jagannath Puri, under which Srila Haridas Thakur would do his bhajan. But this is also a Siddha Bakula tree. So just outside the temple of this Krishna temple is a Bakula tree. This place is known as Siddha Bakula Kunj. It is said that Abhiram Thakur used to like sitting beneath this tree. The story of how the Gopinath deity of Khanakula, another Gopinath, the story of how the Gopinath deity of Khanakula Krishnanagar was established is as follows. One day, the deity of Gopinath appeared to Abhiram Gopal in a dream. How many Gopinaths did we read so far? Anyone remembers from different pastimes? Madhavendra Puri, right? Gopinath, Kirchar Gopinath. Then Govinda, right? Govinda Ghosh. That's also Gopinath. Then Raghunandan Thakur. That's also Gopinath. Anyway, now Abhiram Thakur's deity is also Gopinath. One day, the deity of Gopinath appeared to Abhiram Gopal in a dream and informed him that he wanted to manifest himself in Khanakula Krishnanagar. It is said that he was buried in the earth, similar to Madhavendra Puri as well. That's Gopal. So this Gopinath was buried in the earth, and that in the dream he ordered Abhiram Gopal to excavate him and inaugurate his worship. Abhiram Gopal went to the place where the Lord had indicated he would be found and began excavation. There, after digging for some time, he found the mind-enchanting deity of Sri Gopinath. The place where this discovery was made is now called Ramakund. So the exact location where the deity of Gopinath was excavated, that place is called Ramakund. And there is a small lake there. Okay, Ramkund. The Bhakti Ratnakar says, after having excavated the Gopinath deity, all the devotees headed by Ramdas, that means Abhiram Gopal, bathed in the sacred waters of the Kund near the spot where the deity had been found. From that day on, the Kund became famous as Ramkund because he's Ramdas, Abhiram Gopal, and he's the one who got this dream to go and excavate Gopinath deity, and he actually found the deity, and wherever they found the deity, right next to that was a kund. After finding the deity, when everyone took bath in that kund, from that day onwards, that kund came to be known as Ram Kund after Abhiram or Ramdas, Abhiram Gopal Thakur or Ramdas, Ram Kund. Whoever bathes there becomes free from repeated birth and death. One day, Sri Abhiram Gopal was overwhelmed with the ecstasy of Sakyaras. Yes. So, Abhiram Thakur is Shridam, a cowherd boy. So, his relationship with Krishna is a friend, Sakyaras. So, one day, Sri Abhiram Gopal was overwhelmed with the ecstasy of Sakyaras and had a desire to play the flute of a cowherd boy. Intoxicated by the bliss of Krishna Prema, he began searching the four directions for a suitable flute. As he searched through the forest for a suitable instrument, all at once he saw before him a big log. The log was so huge that 16 men could not move it. Not just an ordinary log. Even 16 grown-up strong men could not move it. It was so huge. Grabbing hold of that log, he turned it into a flute and began to play upon it. So Abhiram Thakur is holding this huge log which couldn't even be moved by 16 men. He picked it up and he started playing it as a flute. Yeah, he couldn't lift and used it as a flute. Sri Abhirama Thakur had a bull whip. Yeah, this is the whip that was imbued with divine power. So bull whip means whip which is used for bulls, right? When you plow the fields or when you want them to move, and if they're being stubborn, you use a bull whip. So Sri Abhirama Thakur, being a cowherd boy, he had a bull whip that was imbued with divine power. Its name was Jayamangal. Whoever was struck with this whip became filled with Krishna Prema. One day, Srinivasacharya, you remember Srinivasacharya? Who is Srinivasacharya? Whose disciple is Srinivasacharya? Srinivasacharya is the disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, but also he's a student of Jiva Goswami. Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivasacharya, Shyamanand Pandit. These are the first Sankirtan party of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, book distribution Sankirtan party of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Srinivasacharya, who is the disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So one day, Srinivasacharya went to take darshan of Abhiram Gopal. At that time, Abhiram Gopal touched him 3 times with Jayamangal. he touched Abhiram Gopal touched Srinivasacharya 3 times with his whip, or he whipped him 3 times with his Jayamangal. The Thakur's good wife Malini cried out. Abhiram Thakur's wife is crying out, "My lord, don't touch him again. Calm yourself. Srinivas is only a boy. If you touch him again, he will lose consciousness." Right? So it's not that by beating him, he's getting beat so bad that he's going to become unconscious. That's not the point. Every time he was hit by this Jayamangal, he would, it's like getting an electric shock. I mean, from our experience in this world. So he would just go into ecstasy of Krishna Prema. And after the first time, again second time, and then the third time, 3 times he did. So his wife said, he's just a small boy, he wouldn't be able to contain so much ecstasy, he'll become unconscious. That's enough. So so the Thakur's wife, good wife Malini, cried out, "My lord, do not touch him again. Calm yourself, right? Control yourself. Srinivas is only a boy. If you touch him again, he will lose consciousness." As a result of coming in contact with the whip of Abhiram Thakur, Srinivasacharya became filled with Sri Krishna Prema. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu to preach in Bengal, if you all remember, when we were reading in Chaitanya Bhagavat, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu to preach, he went with his 12 Gopals. Lord Balaram has his circle of cowherd boys. So they also appeared in Chaitanya Leela. So taking them with him, Nityananda Prabhu went to preach in Bengal. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu to preach in Bengal, he sent Abhiram Gopal and Gadadhar Das along with him. Simply upon seeing Abhiram Gopal, atheists and blasphemers would flee in terror. He was a remarkable scholar, well versed in all the scriptures. He married his wife Malini upon the order of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. His disappearance day is on the 7th day of the dark moon in the month of Chaitra, which is today. The 7th day of the dark moon in the month of Chaitra. And on that day, a great festival attended by thousands of devotees is held every year in Khanakula Krishnanagar. So that's happening today at Khanakula Krishnanagar. We have several biographies. We can read more since we have some time. Another biography. Sri Abhiram Thakur, also known by the name Sri Ramdas, was one of the 12 Gopals or cowherd boys of Raja. In the eternal Leela, he is Sridham, one of the key members of Krishna and Balaram's gang. Sridham is also Srimati Radharani's brother. So he is one of the key members of Krishna and Balaram's gang. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes, there is a small town called Khanakula Krishnanagar in Hubli district, where the temple in which Sri Abhiram Thakur worshipped is situated. The temple is located in Krishnanagar near the Kula bank of the Khana, Dwarakeshwar river. Khana means Dwarakeshwar river. Therefore, this place is celebrated as Khanakul Krishnanagar. The deity in the temple is known as Gopinath and is extremely charming to behold. Gopinath appeared in a dream to Abhiram and told him, I am buried in the earth nearby. Please take me out and worship me. There is a big bakula tree outside the temple. This place is known as Siddha Bakula Kunj. It is said when Sri Abhiram Thakur came there, he sat down under this tree. In Khanakula Krishnanagar, there is a big fair held every year in the month of Chaitra, March, April. For us, it's already May. It's May 1st. On the Saptami of the dark fortnight, Krishna Saptami. The local legend about Sri Abhiram Thakur is as follows. One day in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna Balaram and their cowherd friends were playing hide and seek in the woods of Vrindavan. Suddenly Krishna remembered Nadia and wanted to go there and enjoy some pastimes there. Taking Balaram and all their friends with him, he adventured in Navadvip. However, Sridham got left behind in Vraja and remained in his hiding place in a cave. So they were playing hide and seek, right? Sometimes you also have this when you play hide and seek and everyone is hiding and one person is supposed to find out. And then that person who hides nicely, right? They're looking and nobody is able to find him and he just keeps hiding like that. So Abhiram Thakur was hiding like this in a cave, or actually Sridham was hiding in a cave, and while playing, Krishna got a desire to go to Nadia. So taking all his friends and Balaramji, he went to Nadia. Meanwhile, Sridham remained in the cave, waiting, playing the game. So he got left behind in Vraja and remained in his hiding place in a cave. When everyone was performing Kirtan in Navadvip, because now Krishna appeared in Nadia means Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone was there, but Sridham was missing. When everyone was performing Kirtan in Navadvip, Gaurang Mahaprabhu suddenly remembered Sridham, horripilating in ecstatic love. Horripilating means your hairs are standing on end. You're getting goosebumps, right? Horripilating in ecstatic love, he shed tears and called out, Ah, Sridham, where shall I find you now? And he fell unconscious. Nityananda Prabhu lifted him onto his lap and brought him back to consciousness. When asked the reason for his distress, Mahaprabhu said, Where is Sridham? Tell me, where is he? I will go immediately and bring him. Mahaprabhu further revealed to Nityananda, He is living in Vrindavan. Go there and bring him here quickly. I am heartbroken in his absence. So, my dear devotees, this Vrindavan, which is in, so many kilometers away from Delhi, that is non-different from Golok Vrindavan. It's the same Vrindavan. So they were playing hide and seek in Vrindavan and Sridham was hiding in a cave, and then they all came in Chaitanya Leela and he got left behind. He was still hiding in Vrindavan. So Mahaprabhu is sending Nityananda Prabhu to go and bring Sridham. He's still hiding in Vrindavan. Okay. So Nityananda Prabhu, okay, go there and bring him here quickly. I'm heartbroken in his absence. Pacifying Sri Gauranga, Nityananda Prabhu assured him that he would find Sridham and bring him back to Navadvip. Nitai Ram set out and eventually reached Govardhan area in Vraja. Nityananda Prabhu was wearing his usual blue dhoti and Angavastra and had his hair tied in a knot on top of his head. Arriving near Govardhan Hill, Nityananda started calling out, Sridham, again and again. Finally, Sridham came out of the cave to see who was calling him. Seeing the strange man dressed in blue, Sridham asked, "Who are you? Why are you calling me?" Nityananda introduced himself as Balaram and said that his name was previously Balai. However, Sridham had a doubt in his mind due to the different appearance and get-up of Nityananda. The stature of people in Dwapar Yuga was much taller than the people in Kali Yuga. Sridham said, "If you are really Balai, then you should be as powerful as him. I shall clap my hands and run. If you are truly Balai, then you will be able to catch me." So what are they going to do? They're going to have a race, right? They're going to run around Govardhan. So Sridham said, "You are my Balai." Well, Sridham is from, Dwapar Yuga. Krishna Leela, Krishna pastime. He's from Dwapar Yuga. And Nityananda Prabhu is here in Kali Yuga. So his height is according to the Kali Yuga people. Whereas Sridham's is like Dwapar Yuga size. So he saw Nityananda Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu saying, "I'm Balai, I'm Balaram." So he said, "If you're actually Balaram, then you should also have the power of Balaram." And he said, 1, 2, 3, right? And he said, "Just catch me." And he started running. So now Balaram will be running, Nityananda Prabhu will be running behind. So if you are truly Balai, then you will be able to catch me. Hearing this, Nitai said, "Run if you must. Let's see how far you will be able to go." Clapping his hands, Sridham said, "Ha Balai, you will not be able to catch me." Sridham Gopal then tied his cloth tightly between his legs in the manner of a wrestler, right? And began to run around Govardhan Hill. After circumambulating Sri Giriraj 4 times, he looked back to see if Nityananda had caught up with him. Seeing that Nitai had kept pace, he thought, "This is indeed Balaram." So Nityananda Prabhu was right behind him. Sridham was running, and after circumambulating Govardhan 4 times, he turned around to see if Nityananda Prabhu is anywhere close. And he saw he was just behind him. So he said, "Oh yes, this is my Balaram, this is my Balai." Sridham said, "You must be tired, my friend. Take some rest now. Since I did not see your form of Balaram, I had some doubt in my mind. But you went around Govardhan Giri 4 times. Who else but Balai has the energy to do that?" Then he asked, "Tell me why you have come looking for me." Nityananda replied, "Krishna fell unconscious because he could not see you." Sridham asked, "Where has Kanai gone?" Nityananda replied, "Now everyone has gone to Navadvip. If you will accompany me, we will have some special pastimes there. Come quickly." Sridham said, "No, I shall not go. Going with you means that I will have to live in someone's womb there, right? I'll have to take birth. In order to take birth, you have to enter some woman's womb. So going with you means I will have to live in someone's womb there. Considering the pain, who wants to live in that condition? I will not go." Nityananda said, "Just come with me and let us discuss the matter with Kanai. You can remain for now as you are, right? You don't have to, take birth and appear and all that. You can just come as you are." Sridham laughed and said, "All right then, carry me on your shoulders. All that running has made me tired." Nitai said, "If I refuse, then you will go around telling everyone that I could not carry you because of the difference in our respective sizes." You understood the joke? So Sridham is saying that I'm very tired after all this running, because Nitai is trying to convince him to come to Navadvip. Krishna is unconscious in separation from you. He wants to see you. Let's go. So finally he agreed. And then he said, "But I can't go. You'll have to carry me on your shoulders. I'm tired after all that running." And then Nitai said, "Yeah, and if imagine Sridham is still in Dwapar Yuga's size, big size. And then Nitai is saying, yeah, if I don't carry you, then you'll go around telling everyone that, Nitai doesn't have the power to carry me. He cannot carry me. So I'll have to take you. If I refuse, then you will go around telling everyone that I could not carry you. Why I could not carry you? Because of the difference in our respective sizes. You are the chief amongst us cowherd boys. Please consider that you should be sympathetic about the happiness and distress of others. Sriram said, well, you and I are just the same. You very well know that when Krishna's side loses, I sometimes carry you on my back. That means Sridham is on Krishna's side, right? When they have this tug of war, Sridham is on Krishna's side. So when Krishna's side loses, Sridham carries Balaram on his back. He carries Balaram. That means Balaram Nityananda Prabhu is saying that I won't be able to carry you, and you should be kind, right? You're so huge and you are the chief amongst the cowherd boys. It's not possible to carry you, and I'm so small like that. So you should be kind about the happiness and distress of others. It will be difficult for me to carry you. Sridham is saying, come on, it's not going to be difficult, right? So you very well know that you and I are just the same. When Krishna's side loses, I sometimes carry you on my back. Nityananda replied, everyone knows that you are subjugated by Kanai's love. None of the pastimes that happen in Braja by day or by night are unknown to you. All the other cowherd boys always sing your praises. Come now, let us go and meet Gauranga. All the 12 Gopals, 12 intimate associates of Lord Nityananda, who are the expansions of the 12 primary cowherd boys, Gopas, in Krishna Lila, and 64 Mahantas, 64 devotees that are considered to be the most confidential associates of Mahaprabhu, know you and sing your praises. So Nityananda Prabhu is convincing Sridham to come to Navadvip. Hearing these words, Sridham went and got dressed. He dressed himself in a very enchanting way. The beauty of his hair, dress, and cowherd's paraphernalia was extremely attractive. Soon the two of them approached Navadvip. When Sri Gauranga saw that they had arrived, he embraced Sridham and started talking to him. Where have you been? What kind of bliss were you in that I had to send Nityananda to bring you here? Right? You were in some ecstasy that you were not even, you forgot about us, you didn't come, you were lost in your ecstasy. What type of bliss were you in? I had to send Nityananda to bring you here. Sridham asked, tell me the reason for your appearance here. Why do you all have shaven heads and wear these rags? Seeing your condition breaks my heart. Mahaprabhu explained, Sridham, with the end of Dwapar Yuga, the influence of Kali began. In this age, renunciation is proper. Sridham said, I don't understand. Please explain. In the mood of Krishna, Mahaprabhu said, there are 4 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali. In Dwapara, Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. In Kali Yuga, he incarnates as Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Now in the beginning of Kali Yuga, I shall reveal this truth which is also mentioned in the Shastras. You should know that my form as Krishna Chaitanya is the very same as my form of Krishna. Krishna Chaitanya is same. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahayami. So Gaur Leela and Krishna Leela are one. In Gaur Leela, I and my associates have assumed the role of devotees and are relishing the mellows of love of Krishna. Now my name is Krishna Chaitanya, and from today you will be known as Abhiram, right? Sridham, from today you will be known as Abhiram. So Sridham in Gaur Leela is Abhiram. Nityananda Prabhu called everyone and smiling said, from today he will be known as Abhiram. We have kept this name since it indicates that there is no difference between Sridham and me. Abhiram equals to be known as Ram. You understood? Abhiram, earlier Nityananda Prabhu was saying, or Sridham was saying, that they have the same power, right? They can carry each other on their shoulders, no problem. So Abhiram means one who is the same as Ram, Abhiram. So Sri Ram was given the name Abhiram because to be known as Ram. He is to be known as Ram, like that. Yes, Mataji, Saujanya Mataji.
So, Mataji, till now, what you explained, Abhiram.
I don't hear you.
Hello? Hare Krishna.
What
Mataji?
happened? Did you connect something else? Saujanya Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I can hear you.
I can't hear.
Anybody else can hear me?
Did anyone connect any other earphones?
Yes, Sajita Mataji, we can hear you. And we
One
can hear
second.
Rachna Mataji also.
Yeah.
You can hear. I'm not able to hear. I just turn off my Bluetooth. I don't know what happened all of a sudden. Okay, can you speak now?
Mataji, can you hear me now? No.
You're Anisha? I'm not able to hear. I don't know what happened. Hmm? Yes, Mataji, can you speak now?
Yes, Mataji, can you hear me now?
I can hear now. Yes.
Okay. So, Mataji, the Abhiram Thakur that you first mentioned, whipping, Jai Mangal. So, is it the same Abhiram now? Are they saying like how this Abhiram came like that? That's how this story is connected?
Yes.
So
Yes.
he was not born like any other normal human being, like how
No.
everything is done.
He is same Sridham from Dwapar Yuga, but his size, he adjusted his size according to that I
So-
heard from a lecture of His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj. He says he reduced his size to match with the Kali Yuga people. Actually, he was huge at first, Dwapar Yuga size, Sridham. But when he came to Navadvip, he reduced his size. But he's same body. He didn't. Same body means everyone is same body, but they appear to have taken birth. He didn't even take birth like that.
So,
Okay.
who was Abhiram then in Dwapar Yuga? Like, what was his role?
Sridham.
Sridham. His friend, right? That how Sudama, Sridham.
Yes, Sridham. There are Sridham is Srimati Radharani's his brother, and cowherd boy friends.
Yes,
Krishna
okay.
Balaram.
Okay, I got it. I remember now Sridham and the friends, Gopa boys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sure, ma'am.
What a it, right, Mataji? Like what a I don't know if anyone else is like that in this pastimes, but this is such a proven. I don't know. I'm missing the words. Like somebody from Dwapar Yuga, just like in Ramayana,
Hanuman.
Hanuman and Jambavant.
Jambavan, yeah.
So they all were there, right? Same, and then they came and met Krishna in his that pastime. Like that, this is Sridham. I don't know if there's more other like this.
Vibhishan comes to see Lord Jagannath now.
Oh,
Like in Chaitanya Leela, Vibhishan comes to see Lord Jagannath and he meets with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
so he's still alive, Vibhishan? I mean, he
Of course.
was still alive.
Yeah. He comes through the sea way. So he comes from Sri Lanka. He's still there. So he comes through the sea to take darshan of Jagannath. And once he'll come to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like that.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Thank you, Mata. I'm glad we came to know. I mean, I came to know about Sri Dham and the pastime today.
Yeah, it's not complete yet. Usha
Oh.
Mataji. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we didn't finish it yet. We'll have to complete reading. Yeah, Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I was listening some lecture and it said Vibhishan is going to live until the earth lives on. So he's going to be there like forever, until the earth is there. So he's still there.
Yes, Jai. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
even in the recent Hanuman movie, they show Vibhishan coming to Mataji. So recently in South India, there's a Hanuman movie that came out, and they show that Vibhishan comes. So he's there always protecting Ram, or like Hanuman. He's always there, like praying to Lord Ram. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was not aware of that. Thank you. Okay. After the disappearance of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, Abhiram Thakur continued to live with Veerabhadra Gosai. Veerabhadra Gosai is Nityananda Prabhu's son. So Abhiram Thakur is an associate of Nityananda Prabhu and Krishna, the Gaurang Mahaprabhu. But after their disappearance, he continued to live with Veerabhadra Gosai, the son of Nityananda Prabhu. By the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, Abhiram Thakur became a great acharya and preacher of the Chaitanya cult of devotional service. It is said Abhiram Thakur had a whip named Jayamangal, and that whomever he touched with it would immediately become a devout Krishna Bhakta. Vandeham Sri Sri Gopinath Mahaprabhur Vijayate Yatrabhiramo Mahan Goswami Sri Yuta Pada Kamalam Malini Sahitam Shaktyaavataram Sahagana Charanam Bhuje Sada Sharanam Iti. Obeisances to Sri Sri Gopinath, the worshipful deity of Abhiram Thakur. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. May I always meditate on the lotus feet of the great Abhiram Goswami, the empowered incarnation, along with his spouse Malini and other associates. Again and again, I take shelter of their lotus feet. There's more, but I don't know, do we have time? Anyway, if there's anything different, I'll try to read. If it's a repetition, then I will skip. So previously, Abhiram Gopal Thakur was one of the Dwadasha Gopals who descended with Lord Balaram. In Gaur Lila, he was an intimate devotee of Lord Sri Nityananda Prabhu. One day, while overwhelmed with the ecstasy of Sakyaras, Abhiram wanted to play a flute. So we read that, right here. And then also about the bull whip Jayamangal. So Abhiram Gopal was a powerful acharya of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Atheists and blasphemers would flee in terror upon seeing him. He was Lord Nityananda's most vigorous preacher. Learned in all the scriptures, he also excelled in music, song, dance. Abhiram used his home for preaching and serving Vaishnav pilgrims, not for sleeping. Abhiram used his home not for sleeping, but he used his home for preaching and serving Vaishnav pilgrims. His house resounded with Kirtan and Krishna Katha and was often visited by pure devotees. His Samadhi is in 64 Samadhis area, which is in Damodar, Radha Damodar courtyard. Okay, which one did we read? Or which one did we not read? I guess the one that is round.
Mataji, two points. One is Jayapataka Maharaj also does that. He hits with a stick to the devotees.
Yeah, I also remembered that. Yes.
To give blessings. And also, see, Abhiram Thakur, he hit Srinivas Thakur, right? Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya. So that made me think that, like if someone has material desire, he will first hit him with stick. that way that person will become pure devotee by having ecstasy and mercy of the Acharya, and then if he bows down, then his head will not burst.
Yeah, I don't have any, uh, idea whatsoever what it feels like when you get whipped by Abhiram Thakur. So I cannot say anything. I cannot comment on that. But one thing is what we read, you get pure love of Krishna. I don't know if they actually feel any pain at first or not. I don't know. So, but externally, I think it looks like that. That's why, uh, you know, but we understand when his wife was saying he cannot take it, right? Please calm down. But actually it was to mean that so much ecstasy his body won't be able to contain, like that. Actually, when in prema there are 7 stages in Krishna prema. In higher levels of Krishna prema, this body cannot, human body cannot handle it, cannot take it. So that's when one leaves this body. Of course, their body, when you come to prema, they're not in material body, it's already spiritualized. But still, you need a parshada deha, the body of an associate. So, so then they quit and then they go. So what I'm trying to say is, it's not possible to contain so much prema. So his wife was saying, don't. Mataji wanted to say something, Saujanya Mataji, or is it from before?
One more point, Mataji. So, because this example that they cannot handle is that's why Krishna gave that not Krishna, Vyasdev gave that transcendental eyes to Sanjay to see.
Because this body cannot handle means what is the connection?
No, because that's a transcendental quality, right? So they cannot, he cannot see. I mean, he cannot, not that one.
There's actually a very,
no, I'm talking nonsense. Arjuna's eyes. Krishna gave that vision to Arjuna so he can see that universal form.
Yeah. I'm saying about that, there is an elaborate commentary about giving the transcendental eyes, Divya Chakshu. There is an elaborate commentary given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. I think I explained also, I don't remember, but I can just tell you in brief. There are different points said. One thing is, see, Arjuna does not have a material body and he is an eternal associate of Krishna. You think he needs divine eyes to see Krishna? Was he not seeing Krishna before? Why does he need? And is that universal form greater than Krishna, that to see universal form you need divine vision, and then you are able to see Krishna standing in front of you, but you're not able to see the universal form? These points will come, right? So there are different, it will take a whole class to discuss all the commentaries, but one point is Arjun is in Madhurya Rasa. Madhurya Rasa means sweet. He's used to seeing the sweet form of Krishna as a friend, so his relationship was like a friend with Krishna, two-handed Krishna. And now he has to see this Aishwarya Yukta, universal form, right? So his heart wouldn't be able to take that Aishwarya. So therefore, Krishna had to give him special eyes with which he would be able to see the Aishwarya form, like that. Otherwise, he was used to, he was already seeing Krishna. So it's not like he needs special eyes to see the universal form, but it's like bringing him to adjusting him from that universal, from that sweet relationship that he had, right? He's used to seeing that sweet form of Krishna. His eyes wouldn't be adjusted to see the opulent, and also he was actually even getting scared seeing that form, right? So that's the thing. That's why he gave. That's one explanation, and there's other explanations also. We can discuss it. Maybe we did it 10th, when we did the 10th chapter of, when we were doing the shlokas, right? Memorization of the 10th chapter. No, 11th chapter, no, universal form. So there we would have discussed. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so one more. In Krishna Leela, he is Sri Dham. His worshipable deity is Sri Gopinath Ji. His wife's name is Sri Malini Devi. He is also called Abhiram Gopal Ram Das. Abhiram Das. Abhiram Das. That I didn't know. Okay. Abhiram Thakur was one of the most vigorous preachers among the associates of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. In the mood of a cowherd boy, Sri Abhiram Thakur carried a bamboo flute and a bull whip named Jai Mangal. Whomever he struck with this whip became filled with Krishna Prema, love for God. If Abhiram Thakur offered obeisances to any stone other than a sacred Shaligram Shila, it would at once burst into pieces. Yeah, all this we read. And this pastime also we read. This is a slightly, let's just read this. One day, Krishna Balaram and their cowherd friends were playing a game of hide and seek. In the middle of their game, Krishna decided to go to Nadia to enjoy his pastimes there. And so, taking with him Balaram and all their friends, he adventured himself in Navadvip. Somehow or other, he forgot Sridham, who remained in his hiding place in a cave. After a while, Krishna noticed that Sridham had been left behind and sent Balaram as Nityananda, who found Sridham and told him, "Come on, we've all gone to Nadia to play there." Sridham asked, "Who are you?" "I'm your Lord Balaram. Can't you recognize me?" "You can't be my Lord Balaram. You are too small." In Kali Yuga, the measurement of the body is 3.5 hands, whereas in Dwapar Yuga it is 7 hands. That means double. If you don't believe me, then take off running. If I can't catch you within 10 paces, then you'll know I'm not Balaram. That means in 10 steps you run, and just by taking 10 steps, I'll be able to catch up with you. All right, catch up if you can. Sridham took off running, but Nityananda Prabhu immediately caught him. But now Sridham told him, "Now look here, you left me behind, so I'm not going to this Nadia or whatever the place is called." He's not even saying Nadia, he's saying Nudia. I'm not going to this Nadia or whatever the place is called. Nityananda Prabhu kept coaxing him, but Sridham was adamant. Finally, he manifested an expansion of himself, Ram Das, who agreed to go. Okay? But Sridham still wanted to remain behind as his feelings were greatly hurt. His feelings were hurt. Ramdas was also dissatisfied and very prone to anger. When Nityananda Prabhu's first child was born, Abhiram Thakur came to offer his obeisances to the child, who died on the spot. My God. Nityananda Prabhu's first child, when Abhiram Thakur came, he offered obeisances to the child and the child died on the spot. In this way, 7 of Nityananda's children had to depart from this world just after taking birth. My God. Finally, a daughter, Ganga Devi, was born to Nityananda Prabhu and Vasudha Devi. When after offering his obeisances to the child, Abhiram Thakur saw that the baby was unaffected, he exclaimed, "This time we haven't been deceived." Then he immediately composed 100 verses in praise of Ganga Devi. When Veerachandra Prabhu took his birth, Abhiram again came to offer his obeisances. When he saw that Veerachandra was unaffected, he composed Sri Veerabhadrashtakam. Oh wow, I didn't know this. So Nityananda Prabhu's 7 babies died because Abhiram Thakur offered obeisances, newborn babies. Because the point is, as I said, if he would offer obeisances to any devotee who had even a tinge of material desire, that person would die. If Abhiram Thakur would offer his obeisances to any stone other than a Shaligram Shila, that stone would crack. One time Abhiram Thakur came to Sri Khanda. Yeah, this is what I wanted to hear. This is about Raghunandan. So one time Abhiram Thakur came to Sri Khanda wanting to meet Raghunandan Thakur. You know why? Because all of you remember the story of Raghunandan. His father had told him to offer some bhoga to the deity that day, lunch, because he was going somewhere. So he offered, and he made Krishna eat everything. Gopinath, that is also Gopinath, Raghunandan Thakur's deity, and his father is Mukunda, so Mukunda's deity. So he offered and he cried and he said, "Please eat." My father said that I should make sure you eat, and all the food is still on the plate. Please eat. And then the deity, seeing the sincerity of this little boy, small boy, he just came and he ate everything. And now he was very happy, and he came outside and his mother saw plate is empty. What is this? And then she asked what happened. He said Gopinath ate it, and he went away. And then when the father came, Mukunda came back after his business, and he came home and he said, "Give me prasadam." And the wife said, "There is no prasad. Your son came from the altar and said Gopinath ate everything, nothing is left." But Mukunda knew about the exalted position of his son, even though he was a small boy. So he said, "Can you offer a laddu to Gopinath?" And then he went. Raghunandan went on the altar and was offered a laddu. And again, Gopinath was not eating, and then he started crying, "Please eat." But this time, Mukunda was hiding and watching what was going on the altar. And then Gopinath came down and he started eating that laddu, the deity eating laddu, right? And when Mukunda saw this, he was like amazed, "My God, my God." And then that's one thing that, the deity realized Mukunda is watching, so he stopped eating. So half-eaten laddu. He ate half and the remaining half just stayed there. But also it is said that because he had just taken a whole meal, so he couldn't finish the whole laddu. So he had only half the laddu. That laddu, half-eaten laddu of Gopinath is still there in Sri Khanda. So when Abhiram Thakur heard about the glories of Raghunandan Thakur, he wanted to come and see who is this devotee. He wanted to come and offer obeisances to Raghunandan. And his parents were in great anxiety. Oh, he's a small boy. Small children, they can have so many desires. They want this toy or whatever. But a little material desire, if he has, then he will die if Abhiram Thakur comes and offers obeisances to our son. So they hid the child. They hid the child. When Abhiram Thakur came, they said he went to some neighbor's house or something. And Abhiram Thakur came and he kind of became disappointed. He couldn't see Raghunandan. Then he went and he sat in the forest, outside the village. And he was just, But Raghunandan Thakur, when he found out that Abhiram Thakur has come, he ran. He ran to Abhiram Thakur. And then, they just ran to each other and embraced each other. So that is said. Let's see what is described here. So if Abhiram Thakur would offer his obeisances to any stone other than a Shaligram Shila, that stone would crack. One time Abhiram Thakur came to Sri Khanda wanting to meet Raghunandan Thakur. Mukunda Das was aware of his reputation and thus told the Thakur that Raghunandan wasn't there. Feeling disappointed, Abhiram departed. When Raghunandan heard that Abhiram Thakur had come to meet him, he ran to catch up with the Thakur. Finally, he met him at Bordanga, where they danced together in ecstasy. When Raghunandan was dancing, further the pastime continues. His nupur, ankle bracelet, came off and fell down at Akai Hut, where Kalia Krishnadas used to do his bhajan. This nupur is still being worshipped along with Kalia Krishna Thakur's deity at Karvi, not far from Katwa. Gopal Guru Goswami, Gopal Guru? Gopal Guru is a small boy. He is like an associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's a small boy but an associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would always, when he would chant, he would never stop chanting. Always continuously he would be chanting. Like his tongue wouldn't stop chanting. He would be saying, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Constantly his tongue is chanting Krishna's names. But when he would go to the restroom, right? He would go to answer nature's calls. He would have to hold his tongue because his tongue would constantly chant. So he would hold his tongue so that, when you're in toilet, you don't want to, worshipping the Lord is done in a very pure state. So Mahaprabhu, so once Mahaprabhu went, to attend to nature's calls, and Gopal, this little boy, was waiting for the Lord outside. Outside means, he was waiting for the Lord. And he's used to hearing Mahaprabhu always chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But when he went, all of a sudden he saw there was no sound. He was not hearing the Lord chanting. And after the Lord finished his thing, he came back. And Gopal asked, what happened? I didn't hear you chanting. So he was holding his tongue during that time. So then he said, well, when you go to the restroom, you cannot chant the Lord's names, right? And then Gopal said, what if your heart stops when you're in the restroom? What if you die at that moment when you're, attending to the nature's calls? What will happen to the person? Harinam should never be stopped. 24 hours at every moment you should be doing Harinam. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he immediately picked up this little boy and he embraced him and he said, you are my guru, you are my guru. What you said is correct. Harinam should never be stopped at all times, under all circumstances, at all places. Harinam should never be stopped. There's no contamination which can stop you from chanting Harinam. Namnamakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha. Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha. There's no niyama, there is no kala, which has to be particularly followed for chanting the names. So the Lord embraced this boy Gopal and he said, you are my guru, because you taught me this lesson. Since that day, that boy came to be known as Gopal Guru. So this is Gopal Guru we are talking about here. So Gopal Guru Goswami was also similarly tested by Abhirama Thakur. Tested. When he was only a small boy living with Mahaprabhu in Puri, Abhirama Thakur tested. Okay, by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, who invested his potency in Gopal Guru, the boy emerged unscathed. That means Abhirama Thakur went to offer obeisances to Gopal Guru, just like he offered obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu's newborn babies. Gopal Guru, when he heard, so when he would hear that there's a great Vaishnava like Raghunandan Thakur, a small boy, and the Lord appeared to him, and the deity took 8. So he came to see and offer obeisances. Similarly, when he heard about Gopal Guru, that, a small boy and he's already a guru, Mahaprabhu made him guru, so he came to offer obeisances. And he actually offered obeisances. But Gopal Guru survived. He didn't die. Nothing happened to him, even though Abhirama Thakur offered obeisances. That means what? He had no tinge of any material desire. So he emerged unscathed. Abhirama Thakur's Shripat is at Kanakula Krishnanagar. Kanakula Krishnanagar can be reached by bus from Tarakeshwar, which is connected by train from Bandel station. It can also be reached by bus from Attapur, the Shripat of Parameshwari Das Thakur. There's a lot more, and I know all of you have to go to work. Well, you can read it yourself later on. I mean, I could read it, but it will take a long time, I think. So we'll stop here. But you know the site, gaudiyahistory.iskondesightry.com. So you can go there and read. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much.
Mataji, what a real life test. If Abhirama Thakur comes now in Kali Yuga, everybody will die.
Yeah. We will not need coronavirus or anything.
Yes.
Just one obeisances by Abhirama Thakur, everyone will be finished. But, we are not qualified.
Even for that.
Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you,
Srila
Mataji.
Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Abhirama Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna.